What is up, hooligans, and happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. We're going to read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats. So let me know how you hooligans are doing today. Then, of course, we'll be getting things started. Just checking on something really quick. We are live on Odyssey, but having some technical issues, I guess. Either way, we're going to be starting off with robot boxing. This isn't really news, but we were covering these goofy little robots and stuff for 8,000 doll hairs and all that. And we were talking about robot sports, so I found this video of robot boxing. I feel we'll just look at for 41 seconds just to talk about it. Then we got a video titled Dangerous TikTok Trend Door Kick Challenge Causes Concern. I've been waiting for this to come to the US. This has been going on for a couple of years, but it was over in those other countries like the UK, you know, places where they ain't got guns and stuff like that. But now it's finally here to America. Then we got a video titled Trump saying, well, it's sort of a video. It's more like an audio clip of President Trump saying that Epstein was poaching employees at the spa at Mar-a-Lago, and one of the employees was Virginia Giuffre, I think is how you say her name. It's a well-known victim of Epstein that recently died. Then we got a video titled Veteran Armed Citizen Stop Walmart Suspect After Mass Stabbing Attack. This is a follow-up to the mass stabbing that happened here in Michigan. Then we got our midlife break, our funny video halfway through. It's titled If Klaus Was a Squirrel. Then back into the news, we got a video titled Sketch Release of Suspect in Devil's Den Killings. This is about the hikers that were murdered. This is a follow-up to that. I got some more details for us. Then we got a video titled New York City Shooting Gunman Identified as 27-year-old Shane Tamura, or however you say his name. And then the next video, we're going to kind of play this as a doubly. The next video, CNN embarrasses itself by giving description of the New York shooter prior to confirmed information saying he was a white dude. Obviously, he's not a white dude. Then we got a video titled Ghislaine Maxwell offers to testify before Congress, but she's here to make deals. They're trying to get themselves a pardon. Then the last little bit of the news, of course, is Lefties losing it. This one's titled Democrat Congresswoman Tlaib's, I think it says, latest stunt mocked. Then we'll be getting into the fun stuff. We'll be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar sent to us by Tori Wayne. We got two funny videos of the day. First one was they're both provided by Simply Witchy. First one's titled Well, Come On Now. And our official funny video of the day is titled I Want a Refund. All of that's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat. See how you hooligans are doing today. What is up, everyone over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, Snooks? What's up, Russell? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell everybody to refresh. There you go, Russell. Thanks. Happy freedom, all of you hooligans. And what is up, everyone over on Rumble? Beck Frank, were you first today? I think you were first today. Appreciate you racing and chatting. Happy freedom to you, Beck Frank. What's up, Sly Dog? Happy freedom to you. What's up, High Plains Drifter? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Mr. Satan? What's up, Free the Good Texan? What's up, Metal Mouth? Happy freedom, you hooligans. What's up, Stoner? Happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone over on Kick? Happy freedom, you hooligans. And what is up, everyone over on Twitch? What's up, Crazy Times? Happy freedom to you. And what is up, everyone over on the GoofTube? What's up, Phillips? You were first over here. Happy freedom to you. What's up, Toy Mafia? What's up, Shanti? What's up, Tim Mack? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Nick? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Robert? Mr. Satan, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. Sly Dog, you are omnipresent. Appreciate you. Mike Ingle, happy freedom to you. What's up, Mana? What's up, Ball? Happy freedom, you hooligans. I think we got everybody. And what is up, everyone over on Odyssey? Happy freedom to you. I think we're getting these problems fixed. Let me see really quick. There we go. I can see me, so I guess we're good. And what is up, everyone watching over on X? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. Like I said, we're going to get started on this video of this robots boxing just because we were talking about robot sports coming up and the potential for gambling and all of that. So we're just going to watch 41 seconds of this just because. But before we do, I want to remind you, hooligans, we have these Hooligan Strong t-shirts. Now, this design was created by Alistair, and Alistair is a badass in just about everything he does. So I will be posting his link in all of the chats for you hooligans to have the opportunity to hire him for your creative needs, because if you think it, he can create it. Now, this design does come in shirts for men, shirts for women, tank tops for men, tank tops for women, pullover hoodies, zipper hoodies, coffee mugs, dog tags, and we've made steel tumblers out of this design. Today I got on the Hooligan 2A t-shirt. We got lots of items and lots of designs over on the merch store. I'll be dropping all the links in the chat while we're watching this first video. Alright, so we're just going to get right into this next video because that one wasn't exactly news. But we are going to hop in the chat and see what you hooligans think about these robots boxing. Would you bet on this? Would you watch this? What other sports do you think robots would be entertaining to watch them try and pull off? We already got battle bots. We were talking about that yesterday. Either way, like I said, we're going to hop right into this next video. This next one's dangerous TikTok trend door kick challenge causes concern. And like I said, this has actually been going on for a couple years. I don't know if these people don't realize that or what, but this has been going on over in the UK. There was a lot of videos coming out on X and YouTube and stuff a year or two ago showing people kicking in random individuals' doors just to capture it on camera and, you know, get their little TikTok clout and all that. And back then when we talked about it, we were saying, well, this is only happening over there because they don't have guns. Well, now it's happening here. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
All right, next story that we are monitoring for you. Take a look at this. It's a viral trend that started on TikTok and ended with some kids in handcuffs. So what's going on right here? It's the new type of trend, not for the good. And you can forget about ding-dong ditching happening. This is a whole new trend that is happening on TikTok and social media. So let's go out right now to Atlanta, and that's where we find Caroline Elliott with what police are saying about this trend here. Woo!
Yeah, well, Mike, it's called the door kick challenge, and it's exactly what it sounds like, okay? The idea is to kick someone's door in, get it on video, and then post it on TikTok or Instagram. And we're told that kids are doing all of this just to get likes and clicks on social media.
Could face some serious consequences, not just by the law, but also by people who may think their home is being broken into. They may have a weapon on the other side of the door. They may come out and chase them and try to, to stop them and to hold them. And things can go terribly wrong when all those things happen.
So what started as a TikTok trend has now evolved into a big problem for police around the country. In Volusia County, Florida, deputies arrested 2 teenagers earlier this month saying, quote, the door kicking challenge is a surefire way to get locked up with a felony or even worse, shot or killed. Now, dozens of police departments around the U.S. have issued warnings about the TikTok trend here in recent weeks, and police are asking parents to sit their kids down and talk to them about the dangers of this trend. Mike?
Yeah, you know what? We need to get the trends going for charity again. You know, the ice bucket challenge, those were good ones. Not this door kicking stuff here, because it was right. That person was right, saying you don't know what the other person has on the other side of the door. It could be a gun, could be a weapon, and they could get into a lot of trouble, or worse.
Yeah, Mike, and when you watch some of these videos that we're seeing from police, it really looks eerily similar to a robbery. We're seeing these surveillance videos of people running up to someone's door. They're wearing a mask. They're holding an airsoft gun. But if you're looking at that late at night on a Ring door camera, sitting in your bed late at night, again, that doesn't necessarily look like a silly little prank. That could be a very scary situation for a homeowner. So, again, parents and police are really, really concerned about this trend.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Caroline Elliott, thanks so much for joining us on Live Down from Fox Live tonight from Atlanta. We appreciate it. All right, we'll take another.
Okay, so got a new Caroline here. She's nice. Anyways, with a silly trend, like I said, this has been going on over in the UK, and it's probably not just limited to the UK, but this has been going on for years over there. They just walk up and kick your door in and then laugh about it and then leave. And over there, I don't know if they throw their hoo-ha at them or what, because they don't have guns and shit, so I'm not sure what they do over there. But over here, I'm glad that they actually said something about it, because yeah, you get your door kicked in the middle of the night, a lot of times you're returning fire. Don't want to accidentally put a child in the dirt. So where the fuck's these people's parents? You know, this kid's out here on the loose, and then, you know, shit happens. We've covered it so many times. But, oh, he's such a sweet boy. Yeah, if you kept his ass in the house, he wouldn't have got hit with the Mossberg. Anyways, they're claiming that this is a new thing. It's not a new thing. I don't know. It's a rough situation because, like I said, you get your door kicked in the middle of the night, chances are you're going to be shooting through the doorway. Nobody wants to put a kid down. It's a stupid TikTok challenge. Next up, President Trump. This is a recording. It's kind of a video, but it's a video of a recording. Trump saying that Epstein was poaching employees at the spa in Mar-a-Lago, and one of the employees was Virginia Giuffre, I think is how you say her name, which is a well-known victim of Epstein who just recently died. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this door kick challenge as well as boxing robots. Snooks, this isn't a trend, it's criminal. Yeah, well, it's a criminal trend. It's unfortunate. I don't know. It was bad enough when they were eating Tide Pods. Now they're doing this shit. Russell, let's eat Tide Pods again. Yeah, exactly. Russell, the trends are all bad. Yeah, they are. Snooks, it's all fun and games until they knock us out, the boxing robots. I guess. I wouldn't want to get my ass whipped by a robot, I know that. Pole dancing bots. I wouldn't be surprised if we had pole dancing bots. I've seen things, I can't tell if it's AI or not, doing stuff like that, but I wonder what other sports would be interesting to see robots do, like the Ninja Warrior competition. Have robots go do it, like a speed race through it. What's up, Elisa? Happy freedom to you. Paul, happy freedom to you, dropping the boobs in the chat. I do not know where Bobby is. I do not know where he went. What's up, Butterfly? Happy freedom to you. Butterfly door kick challenge. Good way to get shot. Yeah, exactly. Break a leg. Happy freedom to you. Her green sweater was suffocating. I agree. I saw that. Stoner. The slap your kids up for being on TikTok challenge. Yeah, there you go. Let's get that trending. Metalmouth, most of you guys are looking at her tatas. I don't blame y'all. Nah, it wasn't. That wasn't me. That was somebody else. What's up, Electric Hammer? Happy freedom to you. What's up, DCat? Happy freedom to you. FAFO in America, they might be, what does this say? Big there might be a big problem considering most of us have guns. I'm just saying, yeah. What's up, Relax? Happy freedom to you. Free the text. I'm putting a kid in the dirt if they kick in my door. Yeah, and that's a sucky thing. Is because you're like, oh no, intruder. He shoot through the door, and then you end up smoking a kid, and it's like, well, I wasn't trying to smoke a kid. Fuck. And then just imagine what the news is gonna say. White Supreme Pizza smokes a kid, probable Trump supporter. You know, they'll say shit like that. Relax, what does it say? My lord, that green looks so vibrant. It was almost in 3D. It's like they were looking at us. Stoner, the shit your own pants challenge. Well, yeah, you don't want to shit someone else's pants. That'd be a real challenge. What's up, FEMA Region? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Plastic Quack? Happy freedom to you. Happy freedom to you, Ramsey. What's up, Weston? Happy freedom. What's up, Aco? Happy freedom to you. What's up, 1776? Pretty sure you hooligans sliding through. Aco, serious consequences? Yeah, absolutely. We gotta get those likes up, hooligans. Butterfly, twerking bartender bots. I mean, that's a good idea if you think about it, because you ain't gotta tip the robots. So waiters, waitresses, whatever you want to call it, bartenders, hostess, all that kind of stuff, there's no more tipping them. You just got the robots. Titties and beer. That's a new t-shirt idea, Russell. Good idea. Paul, have to make sure that they enter before you blast, because lawyers. Yeah, it's true. What's up, Kevin? Happy freedom to you. Kevin, they kicked my door and I'm putting them in the basement. They'll be my little pet. I'll feed them fish heads and stale bread heels. That'll learn them. For the text, I'm not reading that out loud. I was thinking more about having to tip them, but yeah, no, I don't have any robot fetishes. That's a new thing. What's up, Meta? Happy freedom. Meta, don't be kicking Jeff Mack's door. Now, could you imagine Klaus just flying, appearing from the void? That's how he gets down. He's the riot kitty. What's up, Burn Pile? Happy freedom to you. Crazy time. Remember the milk carton challenge? Oh, with the crates? Yeah, I do remember that. That was a while ago. They should bring that back. Trying to climb the milk crates, and they'd get like 7, 8 crates up and then tumble, fall on their ass. Yeah, they should bring that back. Ball with the OG Bobby Johnson. Mm-hmm. Tim, so underage girls were working at Mar-a-Lago? I don't know. You know, I didn't really think of it like that. It's coming up next. We got Epstein in the chat. Happy freedom to you. Ball, they tossed their Arby's beef curtains at him. I mean, I guess that's a reason to kick someone's door in. Nick, I think some kid just got shot doing this the other day. I believe it, Nick. I believe it. That's going to be the most common response here. They should have left that shit in UK. What's up, JH? Happy freedom. Training for a future career. Yeah, some kids are going to do this and they're going to go, hey, I'm really good at this trend. Turn it into a full-time career until they kick the wrong door in. It'll be career ending. What's up, Live Review? Happy freedom. Break a leg asking for deletion. Yeah. Kevin, what are you talking about? Ding dong ditching? Ding dong ditching wasn't... I mean, it was annoying, but it was much less than what this is. The door kick challenge. The door kick and see if you can leave while still alive challenge. Anyways, like I said, next up we got a video of a recording that is titled Trump saying Epstein was poaching employees at the spa in Mar-a-Lago, and one of the employees was Virginia, however you say her last name, which is a well-known victim of Epstein that recently died. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you'd like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out as we're making Saturdays more fun. Let's get this polled up. Okay, so like I said, this is a video of a recording, so we're just going to be pretty much looking at this. So you got to open your ears and go hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
Epstein has a certain reputation, obviously, but just curious, were some of the workers that were taken from you, were some of them young women?
Were some of them
young women?
Well, I don't want to say, but everyone knows the people that were taken, and it was the concept of taking people that work for me is bad, but that story's been pretty well out there, and the answer is yes, they were.
Yes, they were young women?
What did they do? In the spa.
In the spa?
Yeah, people that work in the spa. I have a great spa, one of the best spas in the world at Mar-a-Lago, and people were taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, gone. And other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it, I told him, I said, listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it was spa or not spa. I don't want him taking people. And he was fine. And then not too long after that, he did it again. And I said, out of here.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen, persons, that include Virginia Jeffrey?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah. He stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know. None whatsoever.
We've seen how good...
Okay. And so I looked this up just to see if we could find more details, and it says President Trump recently claimed that Jeffrey Epstein stole young women who worked at the spa at Mar-a-Lago, including Virginia Giuffre, who was a teenage locker room attendant at the time. Trump stated that he cut off contact with Epstein because he was poaching employees from his club, including young women from the spa. Giuffre was a 16-year-old when she was recruited by Ghislaine Maxwell, alleged that she was groomed by Epstein and subject to sexual abuse. She worked as a spa attendant at Mar-a-Lago before being recruited by Maxwell to work for Epstein. Trump acknowledged that Giuffre had no complaints about his club during her time there. So, one of the hooligans brought it up in the chat. Why is there young girls working at Mar-a-Lago? That's kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe it's not weird, I guess. I don't know. If you go to Disney World or any place like that, you're going to probably see teenage workers, I suppose. But it just seems weird to have teenagers work in a spa. That kind of sounds weird. Where you're going to see like naked people and shit like that. You're going to see people with very little clothing. It seems like that's not really a good job for teenagers in my opinion. But maybe I'm misunderstanding the shit. Either way, next up we got veteran armed citizen stop Walmart suspect after mass stabbing attack. This happened here in Michigan. We talked about it a little bit while it was happening. So technically this is a follow-up video. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat and see what you hooligans think about President Trump's recording here and the details I just found on the internet. The review, towel attendant would be an entry-level position. It just seems weird to have teenagers doing that. Russell, teenage is legal age to work. Yeah, I mean, I understand that you can work at 16. It just seems like being at a spa where there's going to be naked people doesn't seem appropriate for teenagers. I've never been to a spa though, so maybe I'm just misunderstanding the stuff. Snooks is very young to be working at any spa. They would review young women over 18 as status quo for becoming an adult. Yeah, that's true. Back Frank, I'd be interested to know if she worked in a locker room for men or for women. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I feel like either way it's inappropriate. Like, we were talking about breastfeeding the other day, and it was like, if you're breastfeeding your 12-year-old, you're fucking doing, like, at what point are you exposing yourself to your kid and you're no longer nurturing, right? And so nobody ever talks about that shit. And I always get a bunch of backlash when I bring it up, but it's fucking weird to me. Like, that stuff is weird. Paul, I washed dishes at 15. Dishes, not feet though. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was working when I was 14 and stuff, getting paid on the table, but when I was 16 I was working at KFC and a bunch of places like that, but I wasn't working in a spa watching naked men and women do things. Like, I wasn't doing that. What's up, Lee? Happy freedom to you. Butterfly Hooters had an underage hostess. See, that stuff is weird. To me it's like borderline sexualizing kids. Meadow Mouth, I'll check it. Thank you for letting me know. Stoner, it's kind of weird Trump had underage girls working at his spa. I mean, I don't know. Apparently it's a lot more controversial than I thought it was going to be. For the Texan, Trump always got to pitch the great best in the world pitch. Yeah. He's always good for it. Everything he does and says, he's the best or it's the best it's ever been. What's up, Bill Clay? Happy freedom to you. I'm looking forward to see Klaus as a squirrel. It's a good video. Brigolate, we already got a thumbs down. I don't know who it is. Somebody wakes up every day and waits for me to go live so they can hit the thumbs down button. I'm their whole world. What's up, Dennis? Happy freedom to you. Dennis, this blanket was provided by Donna Sparks. This was a gift to Klaus. I had it in a box for a while there and I found it. He's sitting in the back room. I think he doesn't like the air conditioner being on, because he's in the only room that's not air conditioned. Break a leg, judge a man by the content of his spa, girls. That's something. What's up, my feed? Happy freedom to you if I can get you all ready. She could have just been doing laundry. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's no harm in making a 16-year-old do laundry. I know that. Pager Dad, you worked at a strip club at 18? Lucky. There's a female strip club, right? Free the text and Klaus the tree rat? Yeah, exactly. Well, I appreciate you sticking with us, Lee Bart. Nah, Beck Frank, no, it's not. What's up, Metal? Happy freedom to you. It depends if they're going into doing facials and stuff. There are a variety of services usually offered at spas, not just massages. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't know anything about spas. The only other time we've ever covered anything about spas, it was in California, and some dude was walking around with his wiener out, claiming to be a woman in a female spa, where they were all like, I don't know, doing shit, hanging out in hot tubs or some shit like that, and he was just walking around with his wiener out in front of everybody, and they were trying to throw him out, but then they were saying it was discrimination to throw him out because he identifies as a woman, and it was a big controversial thing that we had to cover, and that's the only other time I've covered spas, and that's all the information I know about spas. Meta. Okay, so Trump is just recalling these details. I'm not sure. The way he was talking about it, he was saying that like this information's already been out there. So apparently it sounds like a reporter on Air Force One, maybe coming back from Scotland, was asking him about it, and they just brought it up. But it sounds like the information's already been out there. What's up, Rich? Happy freedom. Rich, you aren't naked in those establishments. You got towels and robes. Oh, I see. I mean, I assume people had towels and stuff, but people letting towels slip and all that. What's up, Rhyme Time? Happy freedom to you. JH, I cleaned toilets at the grocery store when I was 15. That was back in the early 80s. Yeah, I feel like young people don't really get jobs now. Around here, I don't hardly ever see young people working. I see lots of elderly people working, and that makes me feel some type of way because I know that my generation won't be able to retire. There's not going to be any Social Security or anything like that. That's going to be my ass over there at 90 years old fucking bagging groceries and shit. I do not look forward to it. What's up, Find It, Fix It? Happy freedom to you. Patia, 16 is legal in most states. I mean, yeah, that's true. Like in Michigan, 16, you can give consent to sex, I think, with parents' approval. But if you bang a 16-year-old, you're still a fucking pedophile. So, like, I don't know. It's a little weird that you put that out there. What's up, Larry? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Sonny? Happy freedom to you. Tim Mack, yeah, you were the one to say it. So underage girls were working at Mar-a-Lago. I didn't realize. I did not realize. It's just me over here on Odyssey. Odyssey's been down so long, I don't know if people still watch on Odyssey. Alright, hooligans, we're going to move forward. Like I said, veteran armed citizen stopped Walmart suspect after mass stabbing attack. This happened here in Michigan, like 3 hours away from me. Maybe a little farther than that. Come on. Now, hopefully YouTube doesn't give me problems over this, because there's certain things that are to be avoided. But hopefully with the screen being less than full screen, we'll be okay. Either way, hit the like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Drop it! Drop it! Call the police. Throw the knife. Throw the knife that way. Throw it away. Throw it away. Hey, he hasn't dropped it. Here, lay down.
I mean, I might have to move to Michigan. When your neighbors stick up for you like that, turning into heroes, stepping in to help subdue the suspect accused of stabbing people at that Walmart in Michigan on Saturday. 11 people were wounded. One remains in serious condition, although expected to pull through, we pray. That suspect is now facing terrorism charges. Mike Tobin in Traverse City, Michigan. Mike.
And Harris, there was an active court order to pick up the suspect in the Walmart stabbing attack, issued a little shy of 24 hours before he allegedly struck here at the Walmart in Traverse City. His name is Bradford James Gilley, and over the last 19 years, he generated some 26 criminal charges in Emmett County, Michigan alone, including 2016, when he was charged with disinterment and mutilation of dead bodies and malicious destruction of tombs. He was found not guilty by reason of insanity and reportedly diagnosed as a paranoid schizophrenic. He also had criminal mischief cases in Duval County, Florida. The Grand Traverse County Sheriff knew he was dealing with a mental health case right away.
The suspect has had prior law enforcement contact, and whether or not there's a mental health component, my personal opinion, as I previously stated, was anytime someone commits an incident like this, there has to be some sort of mental crisis taking place of some sort.
Now, the weapon is identified as a folding knife with a 3.5-inch blade. A group of citizens confronted Gilley in the parking lot. One of them, Derek Perry, reportedly a Marine veteran, had a gun. They held Gilley in the parking lot until sheriff's deputies could get there.
Drop it! Drop the call the police. Throw the knife that way! Throw it away! Throw it away! Hey, he hasn't dropped it! Lay down!
Gilley is now in the county jail looking at charges of terrorism and assault with intent to murder. Of the 11 stabbing victims, one has been released. Only one is in serious condition. 2 have been transferred for additional treatment. Harris?
Mike Tobin, thank you very much for the latest.
Okay, so guy out here doing mass stabbings and stuff, just having himself a good time, and saying that 11 people were wounded. He has a criminal history with 26 charges, including disinterment and mutilation of dead bodies and malicious destruction of tombs, where he was found not guilty for reason of insanity. Supposedly, he's been diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, and he's now facing terrorism and assault charges. But we'll see how the judge treats him. They might let him off the hook again for, pleading insanity. I assume that's what's going to happen. Now, we covered recently that President Trump made it so basically we can't have homelessness. Homelessness is basically illegal. He signed an executive order putting pressure on states, requiring them to clean up the homeless, where if they need AA, give them AA. If they need NA, give them NA. If they need something or anything, give it to them. And a lot of people are saying that what they're going to have to do because of this is they're going to have to open mental institutions, because a lot of people that are homeless aren't mentally fit. So they got to have somewhere to go because they can no longer be on the streets. And so it'll be interesting to see if places actually open up mental institutions so people like this Yahoo have somewhere to go. Because if they're not going to house them in jail, they're going to keep letting them out in the streets. All that's going to happen is one day he's going to come across somebody who's not fucking around, and they're going to straighten his ass out. And what I think is interesting about this video, let me get this pulled back up really quick. Come on, fucking YouTube. Jesus Christ. Alright. Let's do this. Bam. Let me see if I can get a better angle here. If you could see, the purple guy pointing is not the guy with the gun. He's not. He's the guy that's shouting. Let me see if I can show the black dude. I can't show what he's holding. So the black dude in the white shirt, he's the one with the gun. The guy in the purple shirt, barefoot for some fucking reason in a Walmart parking lot, that's brave, buddy. That's brave. He's the one doing all the shouting. He's the one saying, get on the ground, get on the ground. And I don't know what's going on here, because like he's also being so aggressive that the guy with the knife seems like he doesn't know what to do. He's confused because the guy with the gun is pointing at him like, stop what you're doing. And the guy with the purple shirt who's barefoot is like being aggressive towards him and like lunging at him and stuff. So you can see the guy with the knife kind of like hesitate, like he don't know what to do. Maybe shouldn't have court orders from some barefoot pink shirt guy or purple shirt guy. I think that's what fucked it all up. I thought that was humorous, just observing that shit. Either way, next up we got our midlife break. This is If Klaus Was a Squirrel. And next up in the news, sketch released of suspect in Devil's Den killings. This is the hikers that were murdered, and right in front of their kids. Children were 7 and 9 years old. They survived, no injuries. But we got some more details. All of that's coming up next. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this mass stabbing that happened here in Michigan. Snook, that's cop talk. Get to the ground. Yeah. I don't know. I've been in some rough situations. I can't incriminate myself. But yeah, generally, that's where people's brain goes when they pull a gun, because they've never had to do it before. So they just imitate things they've seen and heard. And most of what you see and hear is from TV. And so anytime I've been in situations where somebody's pulled a gun, they start sounding like a cop and shit like that. Russell, don't mess with the barefoot guy at Walmart. I guess he went to Walmart looking for a fight. That's what happened. Snooks, I'm just going to start robbing banks, hide the money, and when I'm caught, I'm going to say I'm mental as shit. It might work. I mean, you're a woman, so just cry. You just cry, off the hook. They probably wouldn't even put you in jail. They give you community service or something. The review, when I was in massage school, one girl and I would always trade. Teacher would get mad at us for pairing up, saying everyone needs to feel how you both massage to become better. What could we say? We were born with the magic touch. That's funny, Livid Review. Russell, I love a good massage. I have never been massaged before. I don't really like people touching me. I just don't. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I don't really like people touching me. For the Texan, I got a brain injury. I bet I could get away with some ill shit. Yeah, you probably could. You probably could. Major, happy freedom to you. I like his gangster sideways grip. Yeah, for somebody that was concealed carrying, he was not paying attention during class. Because like when I went through my concealed carry course, they were talking so much shit about that. They were like, do not hold your gun sideways. I know you think you're cool and shit, but you are not going to hit the target doing that. They were talking so much shit about it. Lee Bart, I couldn't do that because if I hit it, I'd forget where I put it. Yeah, that happens too. You imagine that, robbing a bank, you hide it, you go through the motions, you get through the other side of it, you go to retrieve the cash that you stole, and then you can't remember where you put it. Life's hard like that. What's up, Annie? Happy freedom. Break a leg. I heard on Epoch that the insane asylums are being reinstated. Well, we need them. Kevin, it must be supper time. I keep thinking Klaus's blanket is a chocolate chip cookie. It does kind of look like that. I'm going to go snatch him out of the room here in a second. Major, would have shot him. Yeah, and that was the other thing I was thinking too, is it's kind of weird that they held him at gunpoint and then like backed him up. I really think the dude with the purple shirt messed the whole thing up. If he would have like got back and sat down somewhere, the dude with the gun would already had him at gunpoint. All he needed him to do is to drop the knife and then sit there until the police show up. But the dude with the purple shirt who was given the commands was also lunging at him. So you would see the guy with the knife go to put it down, and then he'd stand back up, and then he'd put it back down, he'd stand back up. He was too worried that he'd put the knife down, then have to tango with purple shirt. And so that's what screwed the whole thing up. You had too many chiefs and not enough Indians. I mean, it got resolved anyways, but it was messy. Tony Rez, they really need to fix those lead pipes in Michigan. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Free the Texan, put him in a psych ward. Absolutely. Bill Clay, good guy with a gun. That's right. Showing up to save the day. What's up, Ghostly? Happy freedom to you. Why are we letting crazy people walk free? Yeah, because they make good excuses. Butterfly, Walmart's officially a shithole. It's been a shithole. Before ours started closing at 11, thanks to COVID, it used to just be open 24 hours. And that was the best late night TV you could get. People just with peg legs limping around and just all kinds of stuff. It was like Ripley's Believe It or Not. And that's what, every time you went to Walmart past midnight, you just didn't know what you were going to see. I remember being in high school when Heelys were out, and we used to Heely through Walmart in the middle of the night because there wasn't anybody there. And they stopped all the fun. Now it closes at 11. Kevin, I identify as a Stegosaurus, but they still won't let me ride the T-Rex at the museum. They're a bunch of bastards, Kevin. They need to respect your authority. Major, don't pull a gun unless you intend on using it. Yep, that's the rule. What's up, Tiger Jaw? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Liberty? Happy freedom to you. Liberty, I got a massage once and I felt like I had the flu and got hit by a truck for the next few days. Don't know if I'd do it again. Must have been releasing like toxins in your body or something. I've been kind of going through it. I've been eating better. Like, I was eating gas station food for like, I don't even know if it was like 6 months or 8 months straight, like nothing but gas station food. And now I'm eating steak and chicken every day, which is about $7 or $8 a day that I'm spending. And with vegetables, that's all I'm eating is steak, chicken, and vegetables. And I'm on day 6 today or something like that. And for a couple days, I was feeling not good. And I was really edgy and stuff. It's like dealing with people who smoke cigarettes, but they ain't had a cigarette in a couple hours. And they're just really edgy. That's how I was for a couple days there. And I don't know. I think sometimes when you're trying to do good things, your body's trying to get rid of the bad things. And so you go through like a lull. And so I don't know. Maybe getting another massage should be good for you, Liberty. What's up, J.O.? Happy freedom. What's up, Polish? Happy freedom to you. My pipes are unleaded now. They changed them out a few years ago when the spotlight was on them. See, and they found lead pipes and all this other stuff on the east side of, the west side of Michigan instead of the east side, and nobody's done anything about it. Like Buchanan and all that, they found lead pipes and lead in the water and all of that, and nobody's doing anything about it. What's up, Bright Gaming? Happy freedom to you. Paul, my girlfriend used to stand on my back and walk around. See, I've never had treatment like that. I could handle it. My feed, Walmart closed night shift due to highest their rate, and COVID was their way to do it. Oh, yeah. They start cleaning and stocking shelves at like 10 o'clock, and by 11 they're throwing everybody out of there. And I hate going in there because they announce it like every 5 minutes. They're like, in 42 minutes, Walmart will be closing. Make your way to the register. Blah, blah. I'm like, I'm trying to read the label. Okay, stop fucking blasting orders at me. Get on the train. This is for your own good. Butterfly, fruit and veggie smoothies are good. Yeah, I need to... I'll broaden my my range here in a little bit. I just got to get used to making dinner every day and like getting back to being an adult instead of just eating quick food. Break-a-leg lead is good for you now. Yeah, that's what they're going to start telling us. Lewd review, very therapeutic. Yeah, I believe it. Meta, go Marine, good guy with a gun. Absolutely. Meta, so you're okay with labeling people mentally ill because of poverty? I don't know where that's coming from because I didn't say anything like that. But let's continue this paragraph you wrote. Let's just say the judge wanted to label you or any hooligan and put us in a mental institution. Come on, man. I thought we were happy freedom here. That's not the same thing as being diagnosed as a schizophrenic. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say anything about being poor equals like mental health problem. I don't know what you're talking about. What's up, 12th man? Happy freedom to you. 12th man, the United States was more humane when it comes to mental asylums. Yeah. And happy freedom to you, 12th man. 12th man, I don't even go to Walmart or pick up and then load it. What is this? Loaded in my cabbie's Tesla is the way to go. See, I like going in there for the experience, but if anybody was going to shoot me and kill me, it'd be inside of a Walmart because I don't really go anywhere else. What's up, Guess Who? Happy Freedom. Guess Who? The people stabbed are going to make millions from this, but that's how it works. Most Walmarts now have armed security, but that one seemed not to. Yeah, I've never been to a Walmart that had armed security. The guy I know, that my buddy that's a sheriff, he used to work at Walmart and he used to be loss prevention, and then he ended up being security of sorts, and they wouldn't even let him carry. He had his concealed carry, and they wouldn't even let him carry when he was there. So it must depend on like what state you're in. Nick, the purple shirt guy was out of line. Yeah, I think he was. I think the adrenaline was hitting him too hard. JH alligator Alcatraz for every county in the country. That's a lot of alligator Alcatraz. Maybe one per state would do. What's up, Big Daddy? Happy freedom to you. Find it, fix it. Did you know that tomorrow at 1 p.m. UK time, they're having a funeral procession for Ozzy Osbourne? No, I did not hear that. That is very interesting. Snooks, if you don't like to be touched, how do you hug or anything? Just curious. All I hug is the damn cat, and I mean, he's property. It's not the same thing. Yes. Russell, I had an Indonesian woman give me an awesome massage. She walked on my back. I'm glad you specified, because I was curious on what you were talking about there. What kind of massage and how much did it cost? Thank you so much, Elisa, for that $10 donation over on Rumble. You're a badass. Thank you so much for the support. It says Healthy Food Fund. Thank you, Elisa. I appreciate it. Sly Dog, Walmart would probably trespass the armed citizen. Yeah, that's why you got concealed carry. Relax. Jeff didn't say it, but I said it and you proved it. I don't know what we're talking about. What am I involved in? Ghostly, they're talking about Trump making it illegal to be homeless, and for some reason they blame you and for everything that Trump ever said. Yeah, Ghostly, that's true. That does happen. There's been a couple days of that where I've been like quoting Trump and people are mad at me, and I'm like, I didn't even do the shit. Like, we're all watching the same video, so I don't know why we have these little disagreements here. My feed, some of the richest people are homeless. Howard Hughes was one. Yeah. I mean, anybody can become homeless. I've been homeless. I've had to sleep outside and shit like that for months at a time. And I did it when I was young and wasn't able to rent anything. I didn't have any money. And when I first was homeless, I was only 17. So I couldn't even get in anywhere. I couldn't get anything. I literally just had to sleep outside. And cops would pick me up for trespassing and stuff in the middle of the night, and I'd just tell them I lived somewhere, and they'd drop me off, and I'd walk up and I'd start jiggling the door handle, and they'd drive off, and then I'd just go walking down the road and shit. I know what it's like to be homeless and all of that. It fucking sucks. But they say a lot of people that are homeless have mental problems and stuff, and like that's what contributes to them being homeless. So, you know, if they need the help and we have mental institutions that could help them, then I don't see why I'm getting flack. What's up, Totally Care? Happy freedom to you. Totally Care, you're a certified massage therapist? I did not realize all of you hooligans were so handsy. Relax, that's what I was agreeing with? Yeah. Alright, hooligans, we're going to move forward here. Like I said, we got our mid-live break, but before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you'd like to join the membership program over on Rumble and become an official hooligan, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and you're using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So you got to go to rumble.com, come to the live, hop in the chat, and like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble Hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We got chapstick emojis, scream and goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live. So definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. Let's get this pulled up. Like I said, this is our mid-live break here. And this one's titled, If Klaus Was a Squirrel. That big fatty over there. Anyways, getting back into the news here. This next one's titled, Sketch Released a Suspect in Devil's Den Killings. Now this is obviously a follow-up video. Hold the hell up, News Nation. It's a follow-up video to the hikers that were killed in front of their kids. The children were left unharmed, 9-year-old and I believe a 7-year-old. Finally getting some more details here. I want to say in this video they say they don't know how they were killed, and then they directly play audio sort of alluding to how they were killed. So I don't know, News Nation doing the job they do, but either way, getting more details here. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
20 minutes to the top of the hour here. We have a major update overnight in the growing manhunt for the person who murdered 2 parents on an Arkansas hiking trail. This morning, police are releasing this. Take a good look at your screen. I know you're busy, but pause for just a moment. This is the first sketch of the suspected double murderer as they plead with the public for any information that could lead them to this man. News Nation's Mills Hayes has details on what we know and what happens next. Mills, good morning.
Good morning, Marky. What a tragic story coming out of Arkansas. Those victims are Clinton and Kristen Brink. Police say that they had just recently moved to the area from out of state. Their 2 little girls, ages 7 and 9, escaped the attack that killed their parents uninjured and have helped alert authorities. Overnight, Arkansas State Police releasing this composite sketch of the man they say is responsible for killing the Brinks. The suspect is described as a white male, medium build, dark clothes, baseball cap, fingerless gloves, and he was seen running toward a black 4-door sedan, possibly a Mazda, with tape over the license plates. Police are asking anyone who visited Devil's Den on Saturday to check their photos and videos, but not to post them publicly. No arrest, no weapon, no publicly known motive at the moment, and the FBI says they are now investigating and assisting Arkansas State Police. Police also said Monday that they believe the suspect, quote, likely sustained an injury in the attack, but did not elaborate any further, Marky.
And Mills, a lot of questions this morning, too, about how long it took to alert people in the area that a killer was on the loose.
Right. Well, 6 hours passed before police released any information to the public, but that's mostly due to the area where this crime happened. Those 2 little girls, again, physically unharmed, had to hike on their own all the way to a visitor center to report the attack after leaving the hiking trail. But that center didn't have a direct line to 911. So it took hours for the call to get through. The crime scene, steep, wooded, and off the grid, also slowed emergency response. Responders radioed this just before finding the bodies.
Washington County received a call from the visitor center. 2 children are there. They advised that their parents were assaulted. One was possibly stabbed.
Try to relay to the office. So we found the victims down here. Just a couple minutes. I think I see you right there. I've got two bodies down here.
News Nation reached out to the Brink family. They are asking for privacy at this time, but in a statement, they did say that Clinton and Kristen died heroes protecting their little girls, and they deserve justice. Marky.
God bless those little girls, 7 and 9 years old. Just unconscionable without mom and dad now. Mills, keep us posted.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below.
All right, so a couple more details here on the hikers that were killed at the Devil's Den. Let me see where we are here. Saying that they're now providing a police sketch for people to try and identify the guy. The radio said that it was a possible stabbing, so now we kind of have an idea of how the hikers were killed. And then they said that the killer was likely injured in the attack. Hopefully they can find that person. They haven't had any updates with motive. I still think it's somebody that followed them from whatever state they left. I'm really interested why they moved, because it says that they just moved, and then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, they both get murdered in the woods, and the kids are left unharmed. And it's like, that just sounds really suspicious. So I don't know if we're going to get another follow-up on this or not, but I would like to see that the killer actually gets caught. Next up, New York City shooting. Gunman identified as 27-year-old Shane Tamura, I think is how you say his name. I believe this happened yesterday. All the days blend together. Either way, this is what's coming up next. First, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think on this update on the hikers that were murdered. Russell, Devil's Den is such a good park. Hike those trails many times. I like hiking and walking and stuff. It sucks that this happened. Russell's so sad. Yeah, I agree. Liberty Review. When I lived in Phoenix, we had a homeless dude in my area. I tried to give him cash once, and he pulled out a wad of cash bigger than I had ever had at the time. Heard he chose that life, but it was rich as fuck. We called him two-step because he stumbled all over the place. Yeah, there's a lot of people like that, and there's a lot of people that scam like that. They do that as a job. They like set up shop on the side of the road somewhere with a sign saying they need money for food or whatever, and they just sit out there every day and they make enough money to live. And it's like a scam. They're not actually homeless. They're just pretending to be homeless every day to get donations and stuff. I've seen a lot of that too. Totally Care sketch kind of looks like Travis Decker that killed his 3 daughters in Washington State. He still hasn't been found. Interesting. That'd be crazy if it was the same person. Picture dead. Dad is MAGA. What do you mean? Maybe you respond to somebody. Beck Frank, prayers for those poor girls. Absolutely. Ghostly, no direct line. No one had a phone in 2025. I thought it was weird that they didn't have a landline. That they were in a location where cell service was bad, but they were at a facility. I'm trying to think what they called it. There was some professional environment where there was workers and shit. So I'm really surprised that they didn't have a landline there, especially knowing that there's no cell service out there. Paul Klaus is a handsome boy. Yeah, he's good. He's a good boy. DCAT. Just because it's a white male, it's all over the news. Where's the outrage over what happened in Cincinnati? You got to ask yourself the question. I'll tell you the answer. It's Obama. Well, there's a lot of people that have responded to the incident in Cincinnati, but I heard that there was more footage that gave more context showing that those people were like looking for a fight. Now, I haven't found the footage. I wasn't really looking for it. I haven't had the time, but I haven't come across the footage yet. But there's been a lot of people that have spoke about it. I don't know what's going to happen. I heard 4 of those people were arrested, and maybe things are different now. Paul, I carry when camping. Oh yeah, I carry as soon as I walk through that door. And that was something I've been trying to like resist saying too, is that if those people were hiking with a gun, things would be different. It's just, at the time, we didn't know how they died, and now to hear that they described it as being assaulted and one of them possibly stabbed. Well, if both of them were good guys with guns, that incident wouldn't happen. Those kids would still have parents and stuff, and it's like, that sucks. Paul, I bet he's on psych meds. Could be. What's up, Noad? Happy freedom to you. Drive safe. What's up, AR-16? Happy freedom to you. FEMA region is chipmunk. Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. I just saw the caption. Yeah, it is a chipmunk. He's big and fat like Klaus. Patriot Dad, where's Cody? I don't know. I haven't seen Cody in a while. Ramsey, I've worked in homeless shelters and homeless services. Almost everyone was mentally ill or drug addicts. They can't be helped until they are ready to help themselves. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can't help somebody who's not ready for help. Liberty, freaking sad. Those poor babies. Absolutely. Polish kitty looks in a better mood since he got woke up. Yeah. He's being lazy. Happy freedom to you, Elder Zoomer. Snooks, Klaus isn't fat, he's manly. Yeah. Yeah. Look at him sitting there. Is it bad time? I'll hold his leg for you. Oh, you don't want that? What about these toes? These toes belong to me. Oh, you gotta clean the toes because I touched them? I see how things are. I'll remember that when it's Fancy Feast time. Meta. Who is to tell you or me about mental health? It crosses the line. The right to choose our own medical treatment just because someone doesn't agree with us. Not giving you shit. It's just dialogue. Well, the thing is we weren't talking about somebody being told that they're mentally ill. We live in a world right now where everyone enjoys being self-labeled as mentally ill. Every time they get in trouble, they're like, oh, well, I'm mentally ill. Oh, you want me to work 40 hours a week? Well, I'm mentally ill. Oh, you want me to come in on Monday? I can't. I'm mentally ill. And so we were talking about it in that, guys, not like getting in trouble and then being sentenced to being mentally ill and then being locked in a psych ward against your will. We're not talking about that. We're talking about people committing crime. They're claiming that they're committing crime because they're mentally ill. Well, if you're mentally ill, you're going to go to the ward. And that will cause people to stop labeling themselves as mentally ill. It will cause people to stop looking for self-diagnosis as a way to earn special treatment by having a pretty little label that they get to associate with as a part of their identity. Because when we were younger and there was mental wards and people used to tell everyone, hey, don't get caught talking to yourself, they'll lock you up. Well, they don't do that anymore. Not at all. There's no warning about it at all. So young people are like, well, if I say I have mental illness, I get special treatment and low requirements of me. So I'm going to tell everybody I'm mental illness. And they go online to WebMD or whatever, and they're like, okay, my feet itch. What do I got? And then they long list of, diagnosis and stuff, and they just pick their pretty little labels and they walk through life with their pretty labels. And on top of that, on top of people self-diagnosing, we have doctors that are eager to overdiagnose. If you go into a doctor's office and you tell them you got something wrong with you, they're going to write it down on paper. When you leave the office, come back the next day and say you need a printout of your records. When you get a printout, that printout will leave the description that you gave the doctor in the records. Now you have medical records that say you have this problem, just simply because you told the doctor you have this problem. And the medical records prove it. And so now you get to take your medical records and walk around and go, see, I got problems. Give me special treatment. Don't require much of me and stuff like that. The doctors get paid to do it, and young people get entitlement from it. So if we don't have basically a consequence of pretending to be mentally ill, people will continue to do that for special treatment. Now, there's obviously people out there that have real issues. My nephew is nonverbal autistic. I'm very well aware of what mental health looks like. So I'm not talking about people not needing real help. Of course, there's people that need real help. But just like when we talk about welfare, there's people that need help, and then there's people that are gaming the system. And having wards open for mental institutions and stuff it gives us an opportunity to get rid of people gaming the system when it comes to mental health. Nobody wants to go to a mental ward. So if these people are pretending to be mentally ill for special treatment, they'll stop doing that shit from fear of being locked in a mental ward. That's what we're talking about. What's up, Zero? Happy freedom. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for that $5 donation over on Rumble. Really appreciate you, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much for the support. It says, happy freedom, Jeff and Snooks. Thank you for your work. Thank you, Patriot Dad. Appreciate it. Ramsey, I got real problems. I demand more of myself. That's how I feel too, Ramsey. Nobody's harder on me than me. Totally care. Using anything as a crutch is just wrong. I'm of a generation of handy-capable. Yeah. Well, and I was raised by my great-grandparents. They didn't believe in, like, giving up and making excuses and stuff like that. And they wouldn't let me do that when I was young, and it was easy to do. Paul, docs are drug pushers. Yeah. Yep, they are. Metamouth. Cats are always up to no good. I know. Mischievous. Ramsey, what kind of mentally ill? Eating crayons or stabbing people? I mean, yeah. We're not getting into those kind of details, but yeah. Polish, when my cat was up to no good and I caught him, he would start cleaning himself pretending he wasn't up to no good. It was hilarious. They say cats will do that they'll stop what they're doing and clean themselves when they're embarrassed. So supposedly your cat would be embarrassed that you caught them up to no good. And I like the thought of that, because you see Klaus Daniels over here. He's camera shy. And I put him on camera and then look at him cleaning himself. He's embarrassed. And I think that's funny. What's up, Crooked Cat? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Zupia? Happy freedom to you. Zupia, my wife always tells my son his toes belong to her. That is hilarious. Metamouth, where's Bobby and Cody? That is the question of the day. Absolutely. I don't know how we summon Cody. We're going to have to just type his name in the chat. We've been typing boobies in the chat for days now. I don't know what's going on with Bobby. We're going to have to put him on a milk carton. Metamouth, the dipshits who milk the system make it damn near impossible for people who actually need help to get it. Yeah, absolutely. What's up, Grinches bro? Happy freedom to you. I've worked so hard on my image here, and now I have to be sane after all that work. I know. It's rough stuff. Appreciate you being here. Ramsey, I've never seen Booby Bobby. Really? Has he been gone that long? I don't. He usually just pops up. I assume he will. At some point, he'll just pop up like he ain't been missing. Picture Dad, better be tough if you want to be dumb. Words to live by. Absolutely. Zero, I have my Happy Freedom shirt on today. Did not get called to HR today. Well, that's double win today, Zero. That's awesome. Russell, will Marines eat crayons as a pastime? I've heard that. Meta, thanks for explaining. Do you think that your relative will be affected by the changes? My cousin is autistic and high spectrum too. I don't think so. I don't think he's being affected by the changes at all. The changes are more just to get homeless off the street, and because so many homeless say that they have mental illness, that and if states, because that's the EO. The EO is putting pressure on the states. The states have to figure out how to get rid of the homeless problem. If the biggest cause of homelessness is people claiming they have mental illness, then the state is required to provide help to them in order to solve the homeless issue. So people who are already receiving medical treatment for mental health and stuff, I don't think they're going to be affected by the EO at all. But I don't actually know. What's up, Alien Labs? Happy freedom to you. Larry, just saying, people who game the system suck. Absolutely. What's up, Cheeky Chops? Happy freedom to you. What's up, America First? Happy freedom to you. People love playing the victim. Absolutely. Yes, they do. What's up, Chris Cola? Happy freedom to you. I would not hike with the devil, with the name devil in it. There's a reason. Horror. Yes, I don't know. A lot of people are saying that it's a nice place. I don't know where the Devil's Den name came from. Maybe they should change the name. Ramsey, most Marines are mentally ill, but in a good ill. Much respect for the crayon eaters. Absolutely. All right, hooligans, we're going to move forward here. Like I said, New York City shooting, gunman identified as 27-year-old Shane Tamara. And this is going to be a doubly. We're going to play this video. If you give me a second. We're going to play this video. It's going to give us all the details on the situation for the shooting yesterday. Then we're going to play a clip of CNN embarrassing themselves as they misidentify the shooter on TV. So like I said, we're going to play this as a doubly. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
This is a Fox News alert. The FBI has joined the investigation into the deadly shooting in New York City that killed 4 people, including an off-duty NYPD officer. The gunman was identified as 27-year-old Shane Tamura from Las Vegas, who has a history of mental illness.
Retired FBI agent Jason Pack joins us now. Jason, the Post is reporting that the gunman was carrying a note that cites the NFL and blamed football for his apparent struggle with CTE. He also asked that his brain be studied. Now, the NFL has offices here on floors 5 through 8. Are you hearing anything from your sources in the FBI throughout law enforcement as to why this guy ended up going to the 33rd floor?
Not yet. That's one of the major questions investigators have this morning as they work overnight to piece together this senseless murder that happened out there. And we've heard of CTE, Todd, with the NFL players and the concussions. And so for some reason, there's something triggered him. There's some kind of grievance that triggered him or perceived grievance, whether that was against a particular person or the NFL. That's still what investigators are trying to learn this morning. And the reason we just don't know why the elevator got off on that particular floor. A lot of times in most of the buildings in New York, you can see you get on an elevator and it's only one floor and, somebody else determines where the elevator goes. It's not like in the movies where you push all the buttons, where the kids are pushing all the buttons there. So that's another question investigators need to answer, is what particularly was he looking for? There was that management firm on that floor. So is that relevant? Is that not? That's what they're looking for answers for today.
Yeah, so he killed several people, unfortunately, when he entered the building. But then when it comes to the elevator, the gunman let a woman walk off the elevator that he entered, just let her walk right past him. Why do you think that is? Do you think that she just got lucky, or was there a calculated decision there on his part?
Well, as a lot of the guests have commented over the past several hours looking at this, he had he was on some kind of mission and was determined to go in somewhere and do something. And so this lady wasn't her time and it wasn't her day. He was focused on some other mission and trying to get to a particular location, it seems, based on the things we know publicly.
Jason, describe the coordination that's happening right now between local authorities in New York City, state authorities, as well as the feds.
That's a good question, Todd. So in New York, the FBI has a squad called CT26. That's the counterterrorism squad. That's the squad that goes out to the New Year's Eve things, and they investigate all the threats in New York City. The most interesting thing about that squad is that they have a member of every department and every agency in New York, from the federal side to the local and state side. So they have members of every department. So even FDNY has somebody represented on that squad. So they're no strangers to each other. And let's face it, the NYPD is the most capable police department in the world, something like 35,000 sworn NYPD officers. There's only 13,000 or so FBI agents in the whole world. So they can provide some kind of resources sometimes that the NYPD may not have, but NYPD is really well sourced and has a lot of resources. You heard the assistant director, Chris Rea, at the press conference last night, noted that the person was not in any FBI holding, so that's important to know that at least he didn't pop up on their radar anywhere.
I have a friend who works in this building, and she says it's like many others out there where you enter the lobby, you need a key to go through the turnstile, and then need a key to get to the floors, the separate floors when you enter them after you exit the elevator. I'm sure that many people can relate to that very scenario, not just in New York City, but across the country. Do you think that as a result of this shooting, that office buildings will change their basic security because of this?
Well, we saw in some of the pictures on social media the barricading that office members did in some of those offices there. They put couches, everything they could find. You see the photo right there on your screen. They barricaded themselves into the door and make themselves a harder target. That's super important in any type of situation. They apparently that could be evident of some training that some of the companies do now. It's important to be aware of your surroundings and don't hesitate to take action. Even if this would have been something that wasn't, at least you would have been safe. In this case, it turned out they needed to do that.
It looks like the message is getting through. At least there is some tiny silver lining out of all this. But we need to remember there are 4 people who've lost their lives this morning, murdered senselessly, and it's unfair. Jason Peck, thank you for your time. Appreciate your insight.
All right. So, like I said, details there on the shooting that happened in New York City. But real quick, we're going to get right into the second video here. This is a real short one. This is of CNN making fools of themselves, misidentifying the shooter.
Well, there was chaos in New York today as police launched a massive manhunt following reports of a gunman storming an office building on Park Avenue and opening fire. Now, if you were watching CNN, and for your sake, I hope that you weren't, you would have caught this remarkable bit of journalism.
Among them that they did get, they do know what he looks like. Sunglasses, mustache, male, possibly white.
So according to CNN, the shooter was possibly white. Or not. But possibly, maybe. Let's not rule out whiteness. Now, why would CNN say possibly white when they had no confirmed information whatsoever? It's almost as if they were hoping he was white. And if he had been wearing a MAGA hat, well, that's what CNN would have called Christmas in July. Let's be honest, had CNN said possibly black or possibly Muslim, there would have been rioting, as in actual rioting, not the kind CNN call mostly peaceful protests. But let's fast forward, 5 minutes ahead. After CNN's racially charged clairvoyance, the police found the suspect and released a photo. I must say, that's a dark shade of white. As you can see, he's possibly white, in the same way I'm possibly a 6'8" Nigerian basketballer about to be drafted by the New York Knicks.
Mm-hmm. All right, CNN sitting there making fun of themselves. Once again, they're saying that 4 were killed. There's also some additional information I found on some other videos and researching on X and stuff. 4 people were killed. One of them was an NYPD officer that was off duty. Another person was an employee of Blackstone. Blackstone has or had the same mother company as BlackRock. So BlackRock and Blackstone are sort of connected. So one of the people that were killed was an employee of Blackstone. Mayor Eric Adams said that his rifle was automatic during an interview, and also said that even though he claimed to be mad at the NFL, he never actually played for the NFL. He had a note that was citing the NFL, saying that football is to blame for his struggle with CTE, which I had never heard of. That's chronic traumatic, I don't know how you say this, encephalopathy. I don't know how you say it. Either way, CTE, the cause of CTE, or not the cause of it, but what CTE causes is hold on a second. Let me look it up. I don't know where I pasted it. I must have pasted it somewhere else. Give me a second here. We're going to look it up because there's a list of things that causes. Symptoms like memory loss, aggression, confusion, and impaired judgment are symptoms of CTE. And then he smoked himself on the 33rd floor, even though the NFL was on the 5th floor. So a lot of people are saying that the 33rd floor, the number 33, is significant for some reason. I don't know. That's what people are saying. And then, of course, CNN smoking themselves, saying he was white, but he doesn't look real white to me. Either way, next up we got Ghislaine Maxwell offers to testify before Congress, but there's a catch. She's out here looking for a pardon. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about the shooting in New York City, as well as CNN making fools of themselves. Russell, well, only white people do shootings, right? Well, according to the news. That's hilarious, live review. I wish I could read that out loud, maybe on Saturday. Live review. She wasn't a threat or a target. Russell, he was saving a round. Yeah, either of you guys could be right. Russell, such a senseless tragedy. Yeah, and again, they're saying it's mental illness, and so he went in there to do bad things to people. He's blaming the NFL, and he never even played for the NFL. So, I don't know. Lots of mental illness today. Breck Frank, 33 is Freemasons. I see. For the Texans, CTE is caused by years of concussions. Yeah. It says lots of trauma to the head can cause it. No, Ed, it's always us white devils. We're the worst. We're so violent. Always feeling safe in a room full of white people. Oh my goodness. The white devils, that's hilarious. For the Texan, that's a hell of a tan. He must be from Florida. Oh, they said he was from Vegas. What's up, Killer J? Happy freedom. White people only do school shootings. That's what they say. That's the argument on the internet. Whenever I see people arguing over race and stuff, there's always people referencing that white people are always doing bad things at schools. Even though like the last 12 shooters at schools have all been shapeshifters. Kind of takes away from being white when you don't even know what gender you are. What's up, Master Meatball? Happy freedom to you. What's up, XB? Happy freedom to you. I'm doing all right. How are you doing? Guess who? They said he was armed security at an unarmed Vegas casino where they have guns and have to have mental health screenings regularly. If he was this bad, how did they miss that in the evaluations? It's a good question. Guess who? What's up, Corey Luca? Happy freedom. Corey Luca, Gettysburg has a place called Devil's Den. Thousands died there during the third day of the Battle of Gettysburg in Pennsylvania. That's interesting. I did not know that. What's up, Carb? Happy freedom. MK Ultra shot himself in the heart with a rifle. Kind of hard to do. He shot himself in the heart? I didn't realize this. I thought he shot himself in the face. Yeah, shooting yourself. I mean, maybe. I don't know. That is kind of hard to do. JH, don't spend money on illegals, spend money on mental health for Americans. Yeah. Gotta get these mass deportations rolling. Ghostly, New York City trying to elect a terrorist communist. I'm all out of fucks to give. Yeah, it'll be interesting when we get to midterms. All right, hooligans, we're going to move forward here. Like I said, Ghislaine Maxwell offers to testify before Congress, but of course there's a catch, and they're trying to make a deal because she wants a pardon. Come on, GoofTube, let's do the thing here. Let's go to work. Jesus loves us. Now, before we get into this, I'm going to remind you, hooligans, that our friend Larry could really use our help. Larry is in need of a kidney transplant, and I put together his information on a page on the website. It has all of his details, his story, and links, and all kinds of stuff. So if there's any way you can help our friend Larry, please click this link and go check out his info. All right, there you go. Once again, this is Ghislaine Maxwell offers to testify before Congress. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the CommuTube, and let's get into this.
We are following some breaking news for you now. The attorney for convicted sex trafficker Ghislaine Maxwell says his client is willing to testify in front of Congress, but there is a catch. So we want to bring in CBS News Justice reporter Jake Rosen. He's following this from Washington. Okay, will testify before lawmakers, but a catch. What is the catch?
There are a couple, Reed. The first of which is that they want full immunity in front of this committee in case this testimony happens to unearth any new developments that could potentially be incriminating for Miss Maxwell. In a letter that was sent to Congressman James Comer, who heads the Republican-led Oversight Committee, which subpoenaed Maxwell last week, Attorney David Marcus, who represents Maxwell, said that they want immunity first. They would like to see any kind of questions that are asked of her ahead of time because of, quote, torturous conditions and an unconstitutional detention is what they've been arguing. They also say that any conversations would also likely need to happen after Maxwell's SCOTUS appeal is finalized. That is not going to happen for a number of months, likely until potentially late this fall or the end of this year. And in addition to that, Reed, they also don't rule out the possibility of testimony earlier if President Trump commutes Maxwell's sentence or potentially pardons her, saying that, of course, under those circumstances, they would be willing to kind of leave what we just discussed aside and come to the table earlier. This deposition was supposed to happen on August 11th, and it looks increasingly likely that that is not going to happen.
All right, and I'm also reading, they're saying Miss Maxwell did not receive a fair trial. How are they making that argument?
That's right. In the initial trial for Maxwell, there was a conversation under Jeffrey Epstein's first plea agreement in which he made with the U.S. Attorney's Office in Florida, in which attorneys in that office who led that investigation promised Epstein in 2007, when he came to that agreement, that no co-conspirators would be charged if he accepted that deal, which he did. However, a separate investigation was started in the Southern District of New York in New York City, in which the charges against Epstein later obviously resulting in his incarceration and then suicide, and Maxwell's now guilty conviction and now prison sentence. They argue that because that promise was made in Florida by a U.S. attorney, it should have applied to the new investigation, and where that resulted in Maxwell's conviction. Certainly there was some buy-in from a judge upon appeal, and the Supreme Court is going to have to sort out whether it is the case that it's possible that promises like that are actually, more than just a handshake agreement that the government can pull back on, or a binding agreement that should have applied to Maxwell and her conviction.
Yeah, I'm reading these words from Maxwell's attorney. Criticisms that she failed to testify at trial ignore the reality. He says she was, at the time of her trial, physically and mentally broken, denied even the most basic conditions needed to meaningfully defend herself and give evidence. This one's far from over. Jake Rosen, good to talk to you, my friend. Thank you.
All right. So they're saying that she's looking for full immunity, and she doesn't want to go and speak before Congress until after her appeal ruling, which isn't going to happen for a few months. But she's willing to testify earlier if she gets a pardon, if she gets completely pardoned. And I'm very interested to see how that goes. I do not want to see this person get pardoned. Like, they're supposed to be serving 20 years for human trafficking and being a pedophile and all that stuff, and they're going to give her a pardon by giving information on a different pedophile? That doesn't make sense to me. Now, I know that they're trying to push for a promise that was made to Epstein. Epstein was told something about if he makes a deal, then co-conspirators will have immunity. And so they feel that Maxwell should be given immunity because of that deal. And I don't really know what to think about that. I don't think they should have even made that deal to begin with. But either way, we will see what's going to happen with Maxwell. Next up, we got the last little bit of the news, and of course it is Lefties losing it. This one's titled Democrat Congresswoman Tlaib's, I think is how you say it, latest stunt is being mocked. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about Maxwell trying to make a deal. What's up, guess I'm Happy Freedom? What does this say? Oh my Jesus loves us. I found a way to have a threesome without it being a sin. Yeah, but you got to marry him first. That's the requirement. Russell, well, if she could bring down a bunch of people with proof, a deal could be made. Yeah, but that's not what they're talking about, though. They haven't said anything about arresting anybody. They just want information. Now, maybe it will lead to arrests, and that would be badass. That would be fantastic, but they don't talk about arresting anybody. They just keep talking about information and the fact that we want information. We don't want information. We want arrests. That's what we want. But they're trying to corner us and paint it up like we just want the info. And so they're just trying to get her to give the info. Now, if they actually arrest somebody, like, that would be fantastic. It'd be amazing. I'd be in shock to actually see some accountability. But we'll see, because at this point, it just looks like passing of information. The review, one is married. How weird would that be for the second to date? Yeah, that's something to review. Oh, I didn't know they were married in real life. That's very interesting. So no, she's only getting immunity for what she confesses to? Yeah. Lid review. No to the pardon because she could name anybody and it could not be true. Yeah, and they're already trying to discredit her. I think she committed perjury or something like that. She wasn't charged for it, but she committed it. And so Speaker Mike Johnson was saying that she can't be trusted because of that, because she's already committed perjury, that she could just go and say anything and everything in order to try and get a pardon. What's up, Ronnie? Happy freedom to you. Liberty, she better not get pardoned. Yeah, I don't want to see her get pardoned either. What's up, Toast? Happy freedom to you. Metalmouth, I don't think she'll get pardoned, but she'll most likely get her sentence reduced. Yeah, I kind of assume that too. I think she's going to get a lesser sentence. What's up, Deb? Happy freedom. Dunk her head in water a few times and she'll talk. Well, they're trying to make deals. Deb, no deals. None. She'll get something, but I don't think she deserves a pardon. We pardoned her for being a human trafficking pedophile. Like, in what way does this sound good? Metal, apparently she really has a death wish. Well, that's why I'm really interested to see what the end of this looks like, because if she does say names and it does lead to arrest, then she's going to be in the crosshairs of Hillary. But if she says a bunch of stuff that just leads to paperwork and information being provided to the public but no arrests, I think she'll be safe and she'll be free, potentially. Ramsey, bunch of assholes not hitting the thumbs up button. I know. I know. Toast, the Kenyan pillow biter, is lawyered up. Well, they're already saying Obama's off the hook pretty much, but the people around him might go to jail. Meta. Is it hearsay because everyone else is dead to back her up? What good is that? I saw this coming for months. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the other side of this looks like. Killer J, it's cute to see all the hopefulness. Yeah, it's been a long couple lives here having to cover this story. Guess who? She skipped her deposition on what she knew on Epstein to attend the Chelsea Clinton wedding where she was a guest of honor. That's very interesting. What's up, John? Happy freedom to you. John, this is the same as the Franklin Union scandal in Omaha in the 80s. Interesting. I don't know anything about that. I'm going to Google it after the live and learn some things. Thank you for letting me know, John. What's up, Energy Woman? Happy freedom to you. JH, no prosecution, no freedom. That's how they should do it. Tim Mack, the files have been corrupted. Need her info to sort it out. I just hope it leads to arrests, because the thing is nobody's talking about arresting anybody, and they're all talking about providing information to the American people, because they're intentionally misunderstanding what the American people want. The American people want arrests. They want to see a pedophile ring go down and people to go to prison. But instead they're saying, well, American people just want the info. So they're doing all this stuff, this theatrics, just to turn around and be like, here's a list of names, enjoy. This is a list of people that ain't going to prison. And so, like I said, if it leads to arrests, I'll be really impressed with this, but I'm not holding my breath. What's up, Conservative Thought? Happy freedom to you. Conservative Thought. A lot of people take medicine for mental health and would never think about doing something like that. Yeah, absolutely. What's up, Creeper? Happy freedom to you. Creeper, you're not carrying a SIG? Yeah, I carry a XDM in the wintertime and a Hellcat in the summertime. Never ever have I had a problem with Springfield Armory. No jams or anything ever. Tim Mack, we want justice. Absolutely. And that's going to require more than data on a paper. Guess Trump should agree to pardon Obama if Harris agrees to Epstein herself. I don't know if we'll get that deal. What's up, Cass? Happy freedom to you. Liberty. If Trump were to be the one to pardon her, she clearly wouldn't name Trump, and the left will say that's the only reason she didn't name him. Yeah, I could see that. I could totally see that. Welcome to Rumble, Energy Woman. Thank you for joining us. All right, hooligans. We're going to move forward to the last little bit of the news before we get into the fun stuff here. Like I said, this is Lefties losing it. Let's get this pulled up while Klaus is being annoying. This one's titled Democrat Congresswoman Tlaib's, I think it is. Latest stunt is being mocked. Okay, I'll unmute it, but you got to hit the like button.
It's time for Lefties losing it, and we've got a treat for you. The mad, bad, chronically sad Joy Reid was back on TV. No, not hosting her own show like she did for many years on MSNBC, the mental asylum masquerading as a news network. No, Joy was on Piers Morgan's show, and it didn't go well.
I think you were fired because your show just got increasingly unpopular. It happens all the time in TV. That's why you got let go. Why play the race card?
First of all, I love the fact that your play the race card is your version of the race card. You literally are so fixated on trying to racialize conversations with me, Piers, that I find it actually quite charming.
You racialize more conversations in your tenure at MSNBC than any host in history.
All right, Mark. All right, Piers.
And of course, after being accused of playing the race card, Joy went about proving that's all she knows how to do.
And it is so interesting to me that you yourself, as a white European, find that when people of color talk about race, that you believe is racializing conversations. But when people like you fixate on, well, Barack Obama was a black president, why don't you object to that? That is racializing a conversation about the former president of the United States. But you can't put your, and I'm sure you find that charming and funny.
I find it hilarious because you're the one. You're the one who said Donald Trump.
You and your friend Donald Trump.
You said Donald Trump is a white fascist.
He is well. I agree
and
with
yet
Mark
when Obama
Milley,
did the same thing,
last time I checked, is
I'm not allowed to mention his skin color.
No, Pierce, you're not allowed to mention Obama's skin colour, even when it's Joy who introduced race into the debate, because that's all a race baiter knows how to do. Here, Joy proves she doesn't actually care about the issue. She just cares about attacking Trump.
Do you know how many people Barack Obama deported in 8 years?
I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Well, why don't you guess?
I don't know and don't care.
Well,
you
hang
tell
on,
me.
hang on. You don't know and you don't care. You've just given me...
Because it's not the
you've
issue.
Just given, hang on,
You're
hang
trying
on,
to make
hang on.
the issue the
hang
southern
on,
border.
Joy. You've
the
just
point
given me...
is,
Joy,
Donald, no,
Joy,
the point is...
Joy, given that you're obviously all over every detail of the Trump deportation policy, and given you were on the airwaves in America on a daily basis through Obama's tenure, how many people did he deport in 8 years?
I do not know. You'll tell me, I'm sure.
Have a guess.
But it's probably more than 1 million people. I'm quite certain.
Have a
because
guess.
I think each 2 million.
Right, it was 3 million.
Okay. And your point being what?
Your point being what? The point being you're an unprincipled hypocrite, Joy. I think that was Pierce's point. Now to another lefty, a far more sane one than Joy. Bill Maher has had a realisation. Turns out tariffs didn't tank the economy or the share market. They didn't cause a recession. In fact, they're doing precisely what Donald Trump said they would do.
I remember along with probably most people, was saying at the beginning, oh, you know, by the 4th of July, somebody had to think how the country was, the economy was going to be tanked by then. And I was kind of like, well, that seems right to me, but that didn't happen. Now, it could happen tomorrow. I'm just saying that's reality. So let's work first from the reality of that, not from I just hate Donald Trump. Because that's boring and doesn't get us anywhere and leads you to dishonesty. Because the truth is, I don't know what his strategy is, but look, the stock market is at record highs. I know not everybody lives by the stock market, but I also drive around. I don't see a country in a depression at all.
Oh, Bill, if you want to know what Donald Trump's tariff strategy is, then just listen to what he's been saying for decades. He's spelled it out so many times. But sadly, despite Bill being much saner than the average lefty, he does still exist in somewhat of an echo chamber. Remember when Megyn Kelly schooled him over and over again? Maher was ignorant of the most basic facts, like this.
Hillary Clinton, of course, is the original election denier. I'm sure you voted for her in 2016.
Well, she's not an election denier.
She absolutely was the OG election denier.
She, first of all, she came out before the sun had risen to concede the election to Trump.
And then spent the next 4 years saying he was illegitimate. He was an illegitimate president.
Okay, well, first of all, she didn't say he was an illegitimate.
Yes, she did.
You tell me exactly what she said.
She said those exact words repeatedly.
I believe he knows he's an illegitimate president.
You can run the best campaign. You can even become the nominee. And you can have the election stolen from you.
Now, this next clip is delicious. Here is Steve Bannon calling out the activist journalists of PBS on PBS.
And the rhetoric about the judge, because a lot of lawyers say, you know, all of the rhetoric, calling for impeachment, the radical left lunatic, that this rhetoric, that's not the type of thing the president should say. He should appeal. He should abide by the court ruling and not.
Listen, by the way, was there any complaint from PBS or was there any complaint by the Democrats on the rhetoric used against the judges when the Roe v. Wade decision came out and they had to have police protection at their houses? I don't remember anything about the rhetoric being too high. You guys are so phony on the face of it. This is why we're defeating the left. The American people, as they see this, they go, these guys are a bunch of lying scumbags, which you are, a bunch of lying scumbags. You try to terrorize Supreme Court justices over a decision that didn't go your way.
I told you it was delicious. And talking about scumbags, here is Democrat Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib. This might be a new low for the squad.
Halcyon people, this is all for you.
All right, that is Lefties losing it. And that does wrap up the news. We're going to get into the fun stuff. We're going to be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar sent by Tori Wayne. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day, and both of them were provided by Simply Witchy. First one's titled, Well, Come On Now. And our official funny video of the day is titled, I Want a Refund. All of that's coming up next. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about Lefties losing it. Zero just in time for Lefties losing it. That's right. Russell mic drop. Yeah. Pierce is smoking Reed. She's such a disgusting woman. The review. That's all we heard from every channel his whole first term. Yeah. He's an illegitimate president who's been impeached twice and caused an insurrection. That's a felon. And he's also racist. And it just goes on and on and on. No, Russell, I didn't have time yesterday, but I got it sitting here. I am going to watch it. Don't you worry. I'm going to let you know. I'm going to tag you as soon as I get done watching it. What are you doing? Well, you look like you're up to no good. You know that? We're going to open the Advent Calendar. Are you ready for that? That's right. You better just sit your bow down. Mm-hmm. Yes. Free the text and no joy, enjoy Reed. That's right. Joyless Reed. Cass, there's always a fugly. Jesus loves us. I wonder if we could say that on YouTube. I guess we're going to find out. What's up, T1? Happy Freedom. For the Texan, Hillary and the Dems cried for Trump's whole first term. Well, there's a lot of Dems right now saying that Trump stole the election, saying that Elon helped Trump steal the election. There's quite a few of them saying that. Major, the left is literally tarded. Yeah, you're not wrong. Free the Texan, get her Pierce. Watching her get used like a punching bag. MU, happy freedom to you. I don't know, what'd you do? What did you do? Polish, you're not wrong. Meta, the LA sheriffs that blew themselves up were not trained in EOD disposal. That facility is not a bomb disposal or storage area. Department had 10 years combined arson and bomb training, not 20 plus like the sheriff Luna played off. They have violated federal law and department protocol. That's why they aren't crying over one another. These are the worst mistakes in law enforcement history. They have, or they should have been handling military ordinances. They should, let's see, well, I don't know. I haven't heard any more about that, Meta. I'll have to look into it. Oh, they wouldn't be dead. Yeah, I see what you're saying. They shouldn't have been handling the grenades. Yeah, I'd like to see a follow-up on it because that story is really weird. And as far as I know, they never found that missing grenade. And I wonder if some locals got it. Hey, thank you for being here, Larry. Enjoy the rest of your day. Alien Labs, big joke, Reed is. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Lid review. Meat Apostles hot apple pie seasoning is so damn good. Is it, Lid review? Guess so tired of YouTube regulations. Fuck that liberal retarded platform. Yeah, and it's gonna get worse. YouTube just put out some new update on their terms of service saying if you swear in the first 7 seconds of your video, it can no longer be monetized. And if you use harsh vulgarity, then your video can't be monetized at all. Now, we're demonetized. We don't make any money from YouTube at all. It does not pay the bills in any shape or form. But there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be scared to use the fuck word now and all of that. And it's just, I don't know. I can't stand YouTube constantly making the platform worse. What Rumble needs to do is they need to come pre-installed on phones. That's the only reason YouTube is so big at this point, is because every phone in America is sold with YouTube pre-installed on it. That's what keeps people complacent. That's what keeps people from coming over to Rumble. If Rumble would get a deal like YouTube has, so all the phones come with Rumble installed, that would be a big move from Rumble. And I don't know what they do. They're trying to go in so many different directions at once. I think they just came out, or they're about to come out with Rumble Wallet, which is supposed to be like a crypto wallet of some sort, and there's a bunch of stuff like that. But I think that they need to get more publicity and more marketing and stuff so more people come to the platform, because I'm just sick and tired of YouTube's bullshit. Hey, thanks for being here, Energy Woman. Find It, Fix It. Thank you for joining us over here on Kick. All right, hooligans, we're going to move to the fun stuff. Like I said, we're going to open today's door of the Advent Calendar sent by Tori Wayne, and we got our 2 funny videos of the day. But first, I want to remind you guys, if you'd like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the description in order to send donations. You could do that by using PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee, or you can even send crypto. Let's see what Klaus gets today. Whoa. The Advent Calendar sent by Tori Wayne. Let's see. Today is day 17. What is this? Oh, there we go. Yeah, day 17. Bam. I don't know if there's anything in here. Oh, there is. And it's another crinkly ball. He loves the other one he's got. Now you got 2. You got 2. What do you think? You love those goofy things. Funny cat. Thank you, Tori Wayne. Really appreciate you. All right, getting into our funny videos here. Let's get this first one pulled up. Now, like I said, both funny videos were provided by Simply Witchy today. This one's titled, well, come on now. Well, damn. Yeah. Not everybody's going to think that's funny, but that's okay. Getting into our official funny video of the day. Let's get this pulled up. These are a little saucy. These kind of saucy today. This is titled, I Want a Refund. I want a refund and I want it now. Well, hooligans, that is all the coffee I had for you guys today. I'm gonna grab this Linktree link really quick. We're gonna drop it in all the chats. We're gonna read through them. We got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up. What's up, Tori Wayne? Happy freedom to you. Alright, hooligans, there is the Linktree link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, I would really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7, and we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience a live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You will also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our private social media area. You'll have access to the forums, the arcade, and our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. Like I said, we're going to read through and we got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up next. And after the pledge, we will be raiding out over on Rumble. Let's see. Zero, that's a good sales lady. Yeah, she's making those sales all right. Live a review. Fuck it, I'll take 2 in this heat. Yeah, exactly. I wonder how much he spent though. Guess I'm 100 degrees today. Holy, don't go outside. That's my official recommendation. Live a review feels like 110. You guys you're not helping me touch grass, I'll tell you that. Live a review, the disappointment face. Mm-hmm. Tory Wayne, he hates it. What are you talking about? This thing? No, Klaus loves that. That's the second one he's got out of the calendar. He loves the crinkly thing, especially when it's nighttime and I'd like to sleep and stuff. Zero, look at that face. That's so funny. Oh, the Klaus face. Yeah. There's a hooligan that tells me all the time that he looks like a grumpy old man. He's the grumpy old man cat. Mm-hmm. Good stuff. Guess some Klaus loves balls. He was young lad when his was taken from him. He doesn't know any different. Guess I only use YouTube for music, Rumble for the chat, only Hooligans for religious studies, and Grindr to meet girls. Very nice, guess some. Holy. Where do you find the time? Holy. I'm hoping you can get to the other end of that, guess some. I know that stuff's not fun. What's up, Crit Kiss? Happy freedom to you. Told the Carry Klaus has ball envy? A little bit. What's up, Sergeant Tripod? Happy freedom to you. Kevin, it was 36 today. What is that, like almost 80 degrees? It's not too bad. How's the humidity, though? Sergeant Tripod, you sleep? Not really. From like 3 to 9 or something like that, I sleep. That's about it. That's about all the sleep I get. Crick Kiss, anyone cooking tonight? I am making steak and vegetables tonight. Today is day 6 of eating real food. I'm still scared of getting gout, but I've been making chicken, and it hasn't been turning out like tree bark. I've been real excited about it. Very proud of myself. I don't have anybody to taste test it, though, so I don't know how good it is for anybody else. It's the best chicken that I've ever made, though. Today we're having steak. Polish, we used to say that every morning at school, and that probably shows my age, but it needs to make a comeback. You talking about the Pledge of Allegiance? That's why we started doing it. We started doing it before the lockdowns ended. I mean, technically they were over, but we weren't out of the emergency declaration yet for the entire country. And we had covered a story about kids no longer doing it. Now, when I was in 10th grade, I think it was, is when they decided that you no longer had to do the Pledge of Allegiance because it says one nation under God and they can't force you into religious situations. And so I remember being in school and having them tell us we are no longer required to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and all of that. But we heard that they were just completely taking it out of school like in 2022 or 2023 or something like that. And so we started doing the pledge. And we've done it every day since. And sometimes we do it more than once a day. It depends on how many lives we got. But yeah, And I live around a bunch of schools, and so it's summertime now, but generally in the spring before school gets out, I can hear them all doing the pledge. I'll have the windows all open and stuff, and they do the pledge over the intercom, and they have they'll select a new student or whatever every day to do it. So you have some child's voice ringing out in town here while they're doing the Pledge of Allegiance. So it's not like they're just doing the pledge over the intercom. They're actually making the students do it, which is cool. I mean, they probably don't think it's cool, but I think it's cool. So Colty, happy freedom. Colty, dirty tricks. I know. Kevin, that's false advertisement. See, the guy should sue. I would just ask for a refund, but yeah. Misleading sales. Sergeant Tripod, how much does that lion weigh? 20 pounds? He weighed 17 pounds the last time I weighed him, but he's about due for another checkup here. I'm going to throw him on the scale in a couple days, see what he weighs. Metal, so last night's dinner was successful? It was. I've been really excited about the food turning out. It's a lot easier to eat good food if it tastes good, right? And so that's what I'm trying to achieve here. Cricket's birthday girl wanted breakfast for supper, so yeah, we did it. Whose birthday was it? I could eat breakfast any time of the day. I love breakfast. Kevin, Jeff doesn't sleep. He molts into a new Jeff every night. Yeah, pretty much. My biggest problem is that I have so much stuff that I work on. I pretty much work on the website every day, and there's a lot of creativity that goes into that. And so I have all these ideas, but I get to the point where I can't see, or I'm duplicating things. I think I need to do a step in this line of stuff I'm trying to accomplish, and I realize I've already done that step 3 times because I'm so tired. I've lost my short-term memory and stuff, and that's what I know is time to get off the computer. DCAT, double cheeseburgers are on the grill for me, and french fries homemade. Sounds fantastic. Yeah, he is a big kitty. That's a Klaus Panther there. Totally care. Glad Jeff's getting his taste back. Yeah, and it's really thanks to Giggling Spy for this smell kit here. I don't know if I actually have showed you guys. This is what's in it. These little keychain things. But they got these different scents on it. And I've been doing that. It says to do it for 8 weeks, but I've been doing it for 4 months or some shit, maybe even longer than that. And I am starting to be able to smell things and taste things. I have to think about it when I'm doing it. It doesn't just happen naturally. But I wouldn't be where I am today as far as smell and taste if Giggling Spy didn't send me that smell kit. Tori Wayne chicken, a bunch of different veggies and fresh Parmesan cheese, spinach, base not lettuce. So good. It sounds good, Tori Wayne. Russell Klaus is big boned. Yeah, he's big everything. Zero, the chat will convert C to F for you. What is that? Oh, interesting, Zero. I didn't realize that. 36 is 96 Fahrenheit? Really? Oh, because I'm thinking of it backwards. 0 in Canada is 30 degrees for us. Wait a minute. I thought 30 degrees Celsius was about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. It's not. It's 86. I was fucking wrong. Yep, you're right, Zero. So it was hot as shit over there. Aco sticks? What are you talking about? Klaus ain't got no sticks. He's banned from using sticks. Kevin, I thought your biggest problem was getting rid of the old molts without anyone seeing it. I just feed it to Klaus. Nobody knows any different. Meta lion, funny. Yeah, he is a Klaus lion. The biggest Klaus I know. What's up, Jamie? Happy freedom to you. Alien Labs, you just made yourself a coffee? Well, you didn't make one for me? Come on, man. Sup Original, happy freedom to you. All right, hooligans, it is that time once again. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we did the thing. That means it is time to raid. Let's figure out who we're raiding today. Who we raided yesterday? We raided someone new yesterday. And I can't remember what their name was. Something Bean. They're not live today. Let's see. Or they're at least not live right this second. Toasty's live. Frag is live. Let's raid Frag. Let me see. How long you been live? 12 minutes? Yes. What a perfect time for a raid. Let's help Frag out. He's pretty cool. Get this all situated. We're gonna raid Frag. Brain. Okay. Make sure you hooligans hit that like button as soon as you land.
With sunglasses on, they're not sunglasses. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. That's the only. Who's that I see over there? Is that Jeff Mack? What up, homie? What's going on, man? Tory Wayne in the building. Jeff Mack with the raid. What's happening? How you doing? How's your stream? How was it? How did you have?
That's all, folks.
We ain't gonna play the whole thing. Holy. Plastic Quack in the building. Get some in the building. Shout out to Plastic Quack, dog. The Elder Zoomer in the building. High Plane Drifter in the building. B Frank in the building. What up, B? What up, Beck Frank? What up? Cass in the building. I hope you have an awesome live. You know you did it. That's why you said it. You know what I'm saying? Oh! Appreciate it. Hey, I'm gonna teabag somebody real good for you this go around. This for Jeff Mack. This teabag has been spawned. This frack. Hold on. Stoner with a boner. What up? I hate raids when I'm typing to friends. Oh dang, that yeah, and then it just jump you right out. Oof, that's rough. That's rough. Hey, type to him in here though. D Cat in the building. Russell in the building. Watchman, what up? Send again. What up? Happy freedom. Oh indeed. Oh indeed. Gracias. That means please in Japanese. Too old to care. Remember to hit it. Yeah, hit that like button if you're enjoying the stream. Hit that dislike button if you don't like a thing. Follow as well. Hit that notification bell. Hit that repost button as well so we can stay connected out this bit.
Yeah, Frag is pretty cool. Good raid, you hooligans. Heck yeah. All right, we're going to read through really quick, but we are wrapping this up. We'll be live again tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Frag's pretty cool. Tory Wayne, awesome raid. I agree. You guys did fantastic. Zero, yeah, Nelly Bean. That's who we raided yesterday for the first time. She's pretty cool. Look at this kitty. Tory Wayne. Look at that. That's Klaus Daniels when he shows up for duty every morning. Just like that. Russell, he's good. Yeah, Frag's awesome. Thank you, Toast. Appreciate you being with us. Toast, you rock because you're one of the few that does not have a handler. Yeah, it's true, Toast. It's just us hooligans over here. I appreciate you sticking with us, Toast. All of you too, Meta. Thank you for being with us. What's up, Mr. Lynn? Happy freedom to you. Joining us as we're wrapping things up. All right, hooligans. I think we're good to go. Like I said, we will be live again tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for helping me cover the news and making the news suck a little less. I'm going to make some food because I'm sitting here starving. I encourage you guys to go find some good food as well. And like I said, enjoy the rest of your day, but make your way back to us tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.